you're watching. So why can't I drink these M&Ms? Or how could I? Because it's totally not working. I got to. They taste really good. We have been learning so much about solids and about liquids. And we've even learned about gas. A lot of you showed me that there is gas trapped in sparkling water. So we have learned about the 3 states of matter: solid, liquid, gas. But one of the most interesting things about those states of matter is they can change. So our question is, how could I drink M&Ms? Would I want to? That might be a better question. This is coconut oil. I love this because it starts out as a solid, and as room temperature, it is solid. But if I just take a little bit of coconut oil and rub it between my fingers, it starts turning into a liquid, which makes it into a really good lotion because just a little bit of heat from rubbing is enough to warm it up and add heat to turn it to a liquid. Things can change from solid to liquid in lots of interesting ways. M&Ms are too delicious to waste, but I have some chocolate chips that are really old. What's going to happen to these when I add heat and put them in the microwave? Different things can happen. Some things, like a banana, can start out as a solid, and you can put it in the freezer, and it gets harder and colder, so the properties change, but it's still a solid. It doesn't change from liquid to gas. It's a solid that stays a solid. Frozen peas are interesting. We like the properties of frozen peas, but a pea is a solid before you put it in the freezer, and then you remove heat in the freezer, and it's still a solid, but it has some different properties. Here's one other thing I was thinking about that has some special properties that makes it really useful in the freezer versus when it's out. It's bendable, flexible, it's useful. Ice cubes and ice cube trays. You can make your own ice, which is really useful for lots of things, and you start by putting liquid water in here, and it turns to a solid. Then you take an ice cube out, you just let it sit out, and at room temperature, this ice cube is going to start turning back into a liquid. To get water to go from a solid to a liquid, you have to have a freezer to remove a lot of heat. But coconut oil is a solid already at room temperature. So some things have to be in a freezer to get to a solid state, and some things start as a solid state on their own. There's lots of different things with different properties. These are 2 metal cans. They're going to show us a really interesting thing. Inside the metal can, I have green food coloring and ice cubes. I'm going to add a few more ice cubes to this one. Now I want to tell you, I'm starting out with the cans completely dry, and I'm checking that they're dry. We're going to be checking on these cans a little bit later. The assignment is to complete this keynote and turn it in on Schoology. This keynote is here to organize your work. Your job is to do experiments in your own kitchen, like Miss Bush's examples, and to practice changing solids into liquids, liquids into gases. Can you do it reverse? Gases into liquids, liquids into solids. When we change something from solid liquid to gas, it's called a phase change. For the first one, you need a solid to a liquid. This could be an ice cube melting on a plate. This is a placeholder for you to take a picture. You can click on this button and it will let you take a picture with your camera, or you can have the pictures already in your camera roll and add them as you work on the keynote. This says when a solid turns to a liquid, it is called melting. So you would fill in the word melting. It happens when heat is added. So solids can change to liquids when heat is added. This is liquid to gas. So you did this with evaporation. When you washed the table and let the water evaporate, your picture for evaporation could go here. There's another example called boiling. Evaporation and boiling are actually the same thing. One just happens a lot faster. I know you could get pictures from lots of places, but you will do the most learning if you do these experiments with your family in your kitchen. And I know not every family is able to do that, but if your family is able to do these experiments, you should be doing this. Next one, gas to a liquid. This one is called condensation, and it happens when heat is removed or it's cooled. This one, I'm not going to tell you, it's a liquid to a solid. And it's your job to finish this one yourself. This is a graphic organizer that you need to fill in. I will leave all of the words here at the bottom for you to sort yourself. When a solid goes to a liquid and a liquid goes to a gas, heat is added. So that we would label as heated. Right here, water is an example of a liquid. Ice is an example of a solid. When a solid goes to a liquid, it's called melting. It's your job to sort these words on the graphic organizer. When you are done sorting and you are done adding your examples, turn this keynote in on Schoology. That's your assignment. If you can do these experiments with a grown-up, please do them. If you can't, I've made videos of Miss Bush in her kitchen. Here are solids, chocolate chips. I put them in my microwave and waited and waited. My microwave is adding heat so I can do a phase change of a solid to a liquid. Now Miss Bush knows a cooking secret. Chocolate chips, when they look like that, are ready to be stirred. The trick to getting a chocolate to melt is a little bit of heat and a little bit of stirring. But that is a phase change. I added heat to make a solid to a liquid.